Hi, I'm Kathy Fielder, and welcome to this week's The Fielder Report. I've recently remodeled a new home, the second one in 2 years, and moved out to be close to my daughter's barn, who's competing in international equestrian. And it's been quite an adventure, to say the least. It's a very new space. I've always lived in very old homes and cultivated and loved the layers that old homes represent. And living in a new home has been a big challenge for me to create something beautiful that I feel is inviting and that I care about. So I wanted to share a few of my little tips and tricks with you so that you can maybe make some special spaces in your home. So one of the very best ways that I know how to make newer spaces look lived in, layered, is to go shopping for architectural pieces that maybe are older. I've always lived in older homes that had a lot of different elements that really spoke to my soul, whereas this house that I'm living in now is it's brand new practically, and I just needed to add in some layers and give it some texture so that I could feel like it was a significant space. And I'm keeping at it, I'm adding to it. You know, accessories, I kind of look at them and change them around, and I look for significant pieces that make a really big impact, that really kind of make a home even better and more inviting. So one of the things that I really miss about my old home that I'm trying to incorporate into my new home is having a fireplace in my bedroom. It's just such a wonderful thing, and it adds such an amazing element to a room to have a fireplace in your bedroom. So I went shopping at Architectural Salvage and I found this awesome mantle, and I'm getting ready to have all the work done to have the plumbing installed and have a beautiful, lovely fireplace in my room. So I've done a lot of remodeling in a very, very short time in this space, and I actually added an extra guest room / media room. And you know, very little things make such a huge impact on a space, especially when you're trying to create a vibe and environment. And so I wanted this room to be very glamorous. I painted it black. I added crown molding. I made this awesome day bed from 2 beds off of Amazon. And so you really want to look at special spaces. They don't have to be big. They just need to be significant. And so that's something to remember when you're making spaces, is that you want to create an environment that's beautiful, that speaks to you, and really look at the small details that make a huge impact. One thing that I really believe in is that a piece of furniture or a significant piece does not have to cost a fortune, and you can really upgrade pieces by just simple little things like these legs off of Amazon. They come in all different shapes and sizes. They really make a huge difference in the way the bench at the end of my bed looks. I added some ones that were curvy and very glam, and now this bench looks like $1 million. The other thing that you can really do to make a huge impact is add cabinet hardware. Really look for hardware that you think is awesome and put it on your cabinets, and it elevates a bathroom or a kitchen to the next level in an instant. When you go to a museum, you usually see white walls and the art is featured and it looks magnificent. And so one of the things that I did in this home is I painted every single wall was painted white except for my dining room. And I just made this blank canvas to feature key pieces of art and things that I've collected that I truly love. And I'm still cultivating it, and I think that's really such a smart thing to remember whenever you're moving into a new space or remodeling a space, is that you have to cultivate it over time. You may hang it and be like, oh my goodness, that is not the right spot. And so you just walk past it for a few days and you just start to sink in. It does take some time in a space to really understand it and to cultivate it and to make it the space that you really want. So one of my favorite rooms in my old home was my library. It has pieces that I've acquired over years, repurposed, antiques, and I really wanted to have that space recreated here, and I did, and I put it in my family room. And I think it's important to remember when you are moving or when you're remodeling that some of those dear key pieces that you love are really important to you, and you want to include them. I've known people that when they move, they have to, they're thinking, I've got to get all new furniture, but you don't. You can actually live in the space, figure out how it works well for you, and incorporate those pieces that you love and have endured the test of time with you. Accessories are key, and another thing that I think is really important to mention is organization is key. So when you're moving in, you're getting things put away, and there's a place for everything. And so then you're able to clear the clutter and start to accessorize your space and edit and make it look as brilliant as you want it to be. A great way to figure out accessorizing is to go to Pinterest. Pinterest has so many inspirational pictures, and so then you kind of start to look at your style. So if you're glam, you're bohemian, you can put that into Pinterest and you will have so much inspo come up, and you start to edit. You look at what things that you have that you don't need anymore. It's really important to get rid of some of the old to bring in some of the new. And then you start to place those. And just remember that form and function are really important whenever you're creating a perfect room. Details really do make a difference, and small improvements make a huge impact on any home and just in life in general. And so one of the things that I did, because I wanted to be able to have people and guests come here, is I actually took a powder bath and I converted it to give it a shower, so it became a full bath. So if you look at your home, you look at spaces, whether you're remodeling, moving, shopping for a house, it's really important to remember not what the house is, but what it can become. Because if you have a vision for where you want that house to go, you can do extraordinary things and make a living space that everyone will love to be in. I've always said that a great room or home wraps its arms around you and gives you a hug at the end of the day, or just when you wake up in the morning. And so, you know, your environment matters. It's not one of those things that's just kind of cushy. It actually really makes a true impact on your life. And I've really enjoyed watching this house transform, and to come in every day and think, wow, this is a place that I really love and I can continue to cultivate. So just remember that the space that surrounds you really matters, and you want it to speak to you, and it's worth your time and effort to make that happen. Thank you so much for joining me today on the Fielder Report, and if you would be so kind, don't forget to like us on Instagram and subscribe on YouTube. We'll see you soon.